Right then, off on a little mission. Another Monday, another trip out with Constable Barnacles. Double jeopardy today, jeopardy times 2. We're going quite a long way to pick up an unknown car, but I'm getting to Boaties in a car that I've never driven on the motorway before. At the moment I've got Harry Seeker on the motorway, it's making a funny flapping sound under load. Listen, see if you can hear this. Also, the engine management lights come on straight away. No messing, just straight on. As soon as it goes to the motorway, on. So besides that, the 600's actually, it's a very nice motorway cruiser. Just an ever so slight wheel wobble at about 65. It's easy to forget about a problem when you just drive locally most of the time. Engine management lights back on. Coming off the M60 onto the M67, I've gone to a stop. Cut out, started, cut out, and then didn't really want to start again particularly. But it's going now, and I just haven't had the chance to investigate this problem because I've been too busy messing around with rattle cans. I don't know whether I was looking forward to getting off the motorway or not, but the moment I have done, the fuel gauge has gone to less than a quarter of a tank from nearly half a tank. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. That's not good. 35 minutes to get to Boaties. Boatie, I hope you're having a lovely time this morning. I do, really do. Another little moment there. I knew it was going to happen. Going down a hill, having to stop and turn out, and it stalls and it doesn't want to. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble here. Dry mouth now. I believe that this car has I reckon it's got a faulty fuel gauge, and when it's at a quarter of a tank it's actually empty, and rather stupidly I set off thinking, well, it's got nearly half a tank. You wouldn't set off on a 60-mile journey with just under a quarter of a tank without going to get it. So it's my own fault, and I just found a petrol station 2.2 miles away, so I've just got to limp it there. This is too scary. Who'd have thought it, eh? Pulling up behind an MG Rover. Well, that's one major concern over with. I actually have some fuel. £30 to be precise. Well, it is now 10:30. That is the time that I am supposed to arrive at Boaties. You'll probably be panicking, wondering where I've got to. I'm known for being punctual and conscientious about the time. Although I don't know if he knows me for that, or it's just me. I'm so pleased to have managed to find a petrol station to normally go to. Have you ever run out of petrol? I have, but not for a long time. But actually, the last time I ran out of petrol was only about 6 years ago. But I didn't believe, I'd run out of diesel in a BMW 530 I had, and I didn't believe it had run out of diesel because on the trip computer it was showing something like 93 miles. So I'd been relying on it before and it'd been fine. And suddenly it was incorrect. And it was definitely, hang on, no, I did run out of petrol in Eric as well, didn't I? But that was also down to a faulty fuel gauge. Eric was showing maybe about an eighth. Eric was showing maybe about an eighth of a tank, and I set off up the hill. And obviously the fuel pickup is at the front of the tank on that, so all the fuel's end to the back, and it cut out. And because it was showing fuel in there, I didn't even want to believe that it run out. I thought, oh, it'd be much more convenient for me if it was something more disastrous, just like that BMW, and just like this would have been then. So I know there's some sort of issue with it being low on fuel, but I still ignored it. That's ridiculous. What's wrong with me? Since putting some fuel in it, it's not cutting out or anything. So it does suggest that pointing downwards and the pickup is at the back of the tank, I presume, then it starts to have a bit of starvation. Don't go below a quarter of a tank. In fact, don't go anywhere near a quarter of a tank because you don't know where the next petrol station is. It's okay when you're local and you know where the next petrol station is, but when you're not and you don't, it isn't. Almost there now. Awful lot of tractors go along this road when you're in a rush. I'm only 35 minutes late, so you know that's it's more or less the same as being on time, isn't it? And at last I am here. Barney! Hello mate, how you doing? Nice to see you again. Do take care of these vents. Right, so hello, and here's Boaty, and here is me. And together we're on a little road trip. I've already had one. Well, hello, and I'm sorry to interrupt this, but the sound quality is just so horrendous, it's not even worthwhile trying to listen to. You see, I made the mistake of bunging the microphone on the air vent, and all you can hear is wind noise. But there we go, there's a nice view that Boaty did indeed ask me to take a shot of, and it is quite nice. And there we are, probably talking about Barney the Streetwise. And there's a barn just there, and some trees. And then we're going to be talking about, no doubt, the new headlining job that he's done inside Barney the Streetwise, where Boaty has indeed fixed the headlining by using a whole load of pins and jamming them into the biscuit. It does look fabulous, but does it look any better than it flapping around on your head? Well, he certainly seems to think so. He's chuffed to bits with it. Oh yes. Look at him. What a silly little chap he is.
I'm going to lie to you. We're approaching Ripley.
What it says, we're going to arrive there. We're getting later and later. 1:55 if we go the way that the sat-nav is telling you to go, but instead you're going to go straight ahead. We'll wait for it to catch up and see whether it means that it's going to take longer. I want you to go all the way back round again.
That thing doesn't know its arse from its elbow.
Let's see if you do. That's knocked 5 miles off the trip.
Well, it would,
but it's added 1 minute. Yeah.
I wouldn't like it if you started moving the goalposts.
Why do you like that bridge so much? It's a bit small.
I just think it's aesthetically very pleasing.
Enjoy being a passenger. Lunch. I'm going to bring along some pork shoulder chops, or pork shoulder steaks, to cook on the engine. But I didn't really want to cook it on Harry's engine because it's just too much room to fall off. So I didn't. I thought this would be good to cook it on. But I didn't bring them along anyway because I didn't want them being at room temperature for hours and hours and hours. So now I'm just going to eat eggs.
That sounds so sad. It does, doesn't it? And now that you haven't got anything really nice to eat, I'm not going to enjoy my curry. You are.
I want you to gloat.
Okay.
How dare you go so slowly, sir, in the yellow truck? How dare you? How dare you? That's the service station. It's actually quite full again.
It is.
It's very, very full.
Please.
Are you going to have a little smoky?
Yes, please.
I'm going to have an egg.
Each to their own. No, I didn't bring this. And now I wish I had. Them being authorised.
Leicester services. The favourite services on the M1 in Leicester. This is the doggy walking area, which means there'll be food to look out for. That's still here. And really odd that the doggy walking area should be so close to the actual motorway, because some doggies do like to have a little run off and not come back when their owner is shouting them to stay away from the motorway.
Sitting in the passenger seat, and we are going to be doing a live stream. Oh yes, baby, we're going to be doing it
Live.
Yeah. Me and
Live.
Daddy's dog.
Live stream. A live stream, yes?
What?
A live stream.
Live stream, yeah.
Is that what we're going to do?
That's what we're going to do.
We're going to do it.
We're going to be all over it.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
That live stream, we're going to make it a dirty bit.
Sainsbury's. It's where I'm going to eat my lunch. My lunch hasn't gone to plan. My plan was to buy some porky things or sausages and cook them on the manifold or something like that. But I didn't. I rushed out this morning, ill prepared and late. So now I've gone into Sainsbury's and bought myself some chicken. And we're going to sit in Sainsbury's car park, sat on the curb together like a couple of celebrity hobos. Boaty's going to do his lunch video as always, but he's forgotten his microphones, which means that...
I didn't forget the microphone.
No, you forgot the microphone receiver.
Yeah.
And that means that in ever so blowy Bedfordshire right now, you won't really be able to hear our voices on Tuesday.
Blowy Bedfordshire. God.
Well, we haven't come all the way to Bedfordshire just to sit and eat lunch on the curb. We've come to buy a car. A Rover 416 automatic in white. And after lunch we'll probably do another live stream where we do the big reveal. The Rover 416 looks very much like this car in this picture here, but in white. The only thing is, we didn't buy it, and that's why I'm not showing it to you now. Petrol station, Sainsbury's petrol station. Well, yeah, except they've been removed, probably because I didn't read them out.
You know you're in charge of this live stream.
Well, yeah, but I've got my own agenda at the moment. Wonderful. Dick Dastardly does sound like he might be a real cat.
The name would give that suggestion, would it not?
Yeah, but I don't think it's his real name.
Ah, interesting.
2 weeks ago we went to Colchester to buy a car and we bought it and brought it back, and that was a very long and tiring day. Today we've gone, so we're not quite as far, but with many more hold-ups, stressed with various things, and not bought a car, and that's worse and more tiring. And now I've got to go home and face the music that I've basically spent all day failing. Oh, here we go again, recording on my behalf. My camera thinks that I want to record for some reason. Well, I don't. I haven't got anything I want to tell you. Not yet. Hopefully I'll just get on quickly and there won't really be anything to tell you. A really nice, non-eventful journey back home without any delays. Well, I may as well tell you about the car. The car in question is a Rover 416 SLI automatic in white. Looks really nice in this colour. 4-door, booted version, 4 electric windows, Honda single cam engine. And we've both been quite excited about this particular car because it just looks great in the pictures. Looking great in the pictures and actually being great in reality are two slightly different things. The things we didn't like: the condition of the paint. In fact, we pretty much got there and Boaty looks and just shook his head straight away. And we barely said anything, but he just said, I don't want it. He didn't want it. Before we'd even opened the door, scabby looking bumpers, scabs at the bottom of the arches, scabby front wing. Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing you would expect on a car of this age, but maybe a really cheap car of this age. The bonnet and the roof were all crazed. The door cards were in bad condition. The roof lining wasn't in good condition. That's fair enough. We're used to that kind of thing. Cracked rear lens on the back, front and rear bumpers, both in need of paint. Bolty pointed out that the clock didn't work. That's not really such a big deal. I'm not really too bothered about that. It was the rest of it. It would have taken quite a lot of paint and quite a lot of effort to get it to be what we thought it was going to be in the first place. We were expecting to turn up and see this lovely condition car like we did 2 weeks back when we bought Windsor Davis, but it was nothing of the sort. And just like the way here, stuck behind very slow moving vehicles for quite a lot of the duration. Not very exciting. A few of us would go to the dark, dingy snooker room and drink beer.